Okay, so I need 2 volunteers, preferably a male and a female. Amy and Alonzo. All right, Alonzo, you're going to be the woman here cooking. Amy, you're going to be the gentleman right here.
Okay.
So if you could just sort of assume a position that's similar to what's going on in this picture. All right. All right, welcome everybody. My name is Stephen Bourdain. This is Parts Unknown. We're here in the state of Oaxaca in Mexico. And I've just come across these 2 people I've never met before, and I'd like to interview them for my television show. So first, let's take a look here. Excuse me, miss. What are you doing?
No hablo inglés.
Let's try to get this under 10 minutes. What are you doing?
Cooking.
What are you cooking?
Tortillas.
Tortillas. And why didn't you just buy these tortillas at the grocery store?
There is no grocery store.
Okay, so how do you make these tortillas?
With maize.
Yeah. And who taught you how to do this?
My mom.
Your mom. And who taught your mom how to do this?
My grandmother.
And who taught her how to do that?
I think my great grandmother.
Okay. How long has this been going on in your family?
1,000 years.
Wow, that's really incredible. Very interesting. Okay, thank you very much. And sir, what are you doing?
Waiting on my wife to get through cooking.
Okay, well, in the interest of moving that along, thank you very much. Round of applause for our actors. Anyway, this is someone we use very often. I'm not married to this image. This was something I found on one of the PDFs that we got, but I like the idea because we want to talk about, one of the themes of this program is continuity, and the idea that, here's a woman making food in what appears to be a fairly traditional way, and this is something that's been going on for 1,000 years, long before the Spanish ever got here. And so that's sort of the entry point into the unit I've been designing, which is illustrated, which is a document analysis. Just real quick, another thing I would do, we could just give them the image. This is, another entry. Study it. You divide it into quadrants. Make a list of people, object, and activities that's going on, and then you could have a class discussion around it. I have this other activity called Magic Paper, but I can't reach the screen, so I can't demonstrate that one for you guys. So why am I doing it this way? There are other document-based questioning tools or DBQs that cover this, some of this ground. However, this one attempts to guide the student towards thinking of other versions of the truth and towards evidence that exists today that the Mesoamericans were not indeed conquered. So, the Boston Public Schools is interested in this format to improve student writing. So it's a very sort of common thing we've been working on for the last 10 years. We all try to design curriculum in a similar fashion just so there's consistency across schools and things like that, across the board. Also for ESL students to chop everything up into smaller pieces. So for anybody who's learning English for the first time, and then they always say to provide an element of intellectual swagger for our students. I didn't come up with that, but those are the 3 elements that we create with these. So I'm working on an essential question. The question right now is, did Cortez and 200 Spaniards conquer the Mesoamericans? This is where we're starting off with some of our documents. So hopefully they'll arrive at no. Mesoamerican culture and political practices exist to this very day. Getting back to the original thing, making, cooking, things like that. I think using some of these documents will get to that. So we're looking at sources. The idea is that I'm breaking it down into 3 mini units, which 2 I'll just briefly go over today. 3 mini essays that will be divided between written and pictorial. And we usually bold out the ESL words in the whole separate activity for making sure the ESL kids have their thing. And then the final essay with the essential question will be completed. And then this is usually using a workshop model. It's 3 to 5 days depending on, what grade level it is. This is designed really for like 10th and 11th grade. A lot of it depends on the personality of the kids, how the class is going, and things like that. So we keep that flexible. I love the Library of Congress. I've worked with them. I'm going to have them use this primary source analysis tool, which I love because it's online and you can make these really neat analytical pages. Because what can happen is first you select your format in the primary source analysis tool, and then it will cycle you through these 5 questions. So I just say, click the question mark, answer these prompts, boom, and then all of a sudden you've got this giant document that of observations about it, and it's original thought already. So it's so awesome that they can just drop it into their essay without, and they basically outlined their essay without them even realizing it, without sort of the pain of thinking about it that way. And then obviously you can see down in the corner, there's download, print, or email. I would have them download it and then email me the PDF just to, actually their email format is pretty awful, so that's why I don't do it. So far, I got 2 sets of docs completed. The third one, I'm going to deal with more contemporary imagery and documents more like the graffiti piece we saw at the beginning, maybe some of the filming I've taken. What I want to do, I want to create an iBook out of this. That's a little ambitious, but I did look, and then we're going to submit this for formal integration in the district curriculum. So the set 1, compare Nahua and Spanish versions of the meeting, examine the Nahua description of Spanish toys, and then analyze with the primary source tool. So then I have a series of questions. I'm just going to go through this one. I won't go through the second batch because I think it's basically the same idea. But first is just a simple, like, what inferences can you make out of the reading? We compare 2 quotes, and then through those quotes we most likely infer the A, B, C, or D. Obviously the answer is C. I usually throw in something a little strange towards the end just to make sure my students are paying attention to that and not just answering C. For the sake of answering C. So those that find out, that read all the way to the bottom, get a little. So, and then in your own words, describe the Aztecs' reaction to some of the materials and support the Spanish brought with them, and that's all in the documents and things like that. And then hat tip to Ron when he was working with me. Mini essay, 1 paragraph, you're an advisor to Montezuma. Everyone knows the Spanish are already coming. What do you think he should say and do when they get there? So just a nice little creative piece. So I try to scaffold everything from sort of the rote up to the sort of synthesized, make up your own thing. And then I have another set where I do basically the same thing. The mini essay question is, you are the leader of the Tlaxcalans. Why did you decide to loan 6,000 of your warriors to Cortez in order to march to Tenochtitlan? So that's kind of where I'm at.